Hi, Aquarius. This is Just with your October 15th to the 31st, 2017 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Aquarius, I'm about to say something that will not apply to a lot of you. Someone it will apply, or some people it will apply to. It's not the best feeling to hear, but it is a reality for some people. So, I'm just kind of letting you guys know. All right. So I do see for some of you there was some trying to weigh things up, not being sure the last 2 weeks, the last 2 days, the last 2 months, about a particular situation. Now that's across the board. Now I'm going to speak specific to a certain amount of you. Some of you were not sure if you were pregnant. Okay. You found out that you are pregnant. Some of you haven't found out that you're pregnant. You have recently lost your baby, so I am so sorry to have to give that to you. If that's the case for some of you, my condolences. Others of you, you may decide to terminate your child. Okay, so that's a decision. So I do see that here, and it kind of is coming to you out of. You're still shocked. You're still shocked. Like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. You may have sustained from sex for quite some time. Like, I was so good, I didn't do anything, that sort of thing. And you may be saying that, or some of you could have lost like twins, or it was multiples, and, that sort of thing could be the case as well. But I feel like you may have had like this enjoyable time with someone, and bam, out of the blue, you find out you're pregnant. Okay. And, you could also be getting flack from like your mom, someone, your friend, or someone that's significant in your life, saying that, hey, are you, like, who's this guy? You're going to marry him? Or who's this girl? You're going to marry her? That sort of thing. You guys are going to take a minute to try to get to the other side of it. Now, let me back up. For those of you who've lost your child, there's going to be, it could take up to 6 weeks or 6 months before you get on the other side of it mentally. You will definitely be in a place of loss for a little while, okay? And that's normal, so be ginger with yourself, obviously. There's going to be that. I feel like for others of you that will find out that you're pregnant, you may not get the reception that you're looking for from your mate. Now, some of you that's pregnant, you've not made a decision what you're going to do just yet. This may not be the ideal circumstances in which you're pregnant. Like, you have regrets. Okay. And you may have regrets because it's like, I was just about to move, and I was just about to go to school, and I was just about to, like, all these things you have planned. And it's like, now I'm pregnant. Like, that's going to change everything for me. So you may be meeting with a counselor. You may be meeting with an advisor of some sort, and it could be of any area of advisement, but you may be advising with someone to see, like, how can I do this? Some of you may be in schools, and you may be already well on into your 3rd trimester. And there could be like you needing to stay home for the last 4 weeks of your pregnancy, or last 4 months of your pregnancy, where it's like, I have to be on bed rest, got it obviously by my doctor. And so now you may be having to make some changes as it relates to school, as it relates to work. So I do see that for those of you that are pregnant, there are some decisions to be made, right? So that's that. Now, again, I do see some of you being on bed rest with, from your job. So comment down below if you say, just, yeah, I'm on bed rest and I had to leave for the last 4 months, or last month, I'm going to have to be on bed rest, that sort of thing. Now, so we've gotten that out of the way. Yeah, we've gotten that out of the way. You're going to heal. For those of you who are in the thick of it right now, you'll get on the other side of it. It's going to take time, as everything does. Just be ginger with yourself and allow yourself the time. Even if some people may feel like, oh, you should be over it by now, or you may sense for yourself, like, I should be over this by now. Like, you'll be over it when it's time, when you're really ready to be over it. So don't be harsh on yourself. Don't allow anyone else to, rush you into anything. Okay. So that being said, now for others of you, I do see where some of you may have left a job. Some of you left your job. I thought I said that to you guys in the last reading, but some of you left your job or was doing things that you kind of got found out, like you was leaving work early, you were calling out all the time. You were just being a bit of a misfit, not showing up. I get a lot of not showing up, calling out, I'm sick, calling out, leaving early, I gotta leave, and just not, taking your job seriously. And that could have resulted in you losing your job. Okay. So when you lost your job and you have regrets now, okay, now you're starting all over again by the end of the month, trying to figure out, now I'm starting from scratch, trying to get another company. So, that's a life lesson for you. Will you get on the other side of it? Looks like you will for some of you. Obviously, that's a lesson learned. Others of you, I feel you may have left your job by your own decision. You regret it, though. You regret that you left that job. Okay. Because it's been a while before you may have said, okay, I'm going to get me another job. I'm just going to leave this one and I'm going to put my resume on. I'll find another job. And it hasn't been as easy for you to find another job. So I do see that. It looks like some of you are in this status or have been in the past 2 months where you've just been kind of trying to make it all work, trying to just make things work. Finances could have been a little lacking. You don't know why. You don't know really how to get on the other side of it. It doesn't look like things are necessarily working. Some things for some of you, you're at a standstill. You're trying, but nothing's happening. And you may even be at the little precipice of feeling a little depressed about the situation because you so bad want to start a new beginning. You really want this new beginning. And it's like when something kind of comes out of the blue and starts to happen, then it's like this confusion around, is this the right thing? Am I making the right decision? There may be some over idealizing situations in your life, that's making you feel unsatisfied to some extent. So be careful with that. I do feel like a lot of you are wanting to renew your life. And for some of you, you may be thinking, I need to leave. I need to relocate. I need to move. I need to either, at the very least, travel in order to get to a better place for myself, in order to kind of like get my mind right. And if you feel that way, then you should, because I do feel like that'll definitely help ease you and give you a little bit of healing. I feel like being around water, drinking a lot more water, doing things that is a little bit more fluid in life. So your thoughts, trying to, let your thoughts just go, try to be a little bit more fluid in life. That's going to help you a great deal. And I feel like for some of you, if you're experiencing this, you may have like your wife could be pregnant, or you could have your wife and now your daughter is pregnant, that sort of thing. Or I know I'm talking as if I'm only speaking to Aquarius men. But I do kind of feel stronger that this is a stronger energy for men. So, that being said, you do have this, you may have some support from your wife, okay, and your daughter who's pregnant, or your wife that's pregnant, that sort of thing, and your mom, that sort of thing, trying to help you along. So you do have support, but I feel like you trying your best to try to make everything work and things are not necessarily working the way you would like them to, it kind of will put you in a place where you just feel like I need a break. I just need a break. Some of you may be resting and trying to recover from a trip you've taken. So if you guys have recently gone on a trip or you'll be planning a trip, you're going to come back saying, I need a break. I just need to relax a minute. I just need, to relax. Now it looks like work is going to be a place where some of you, someone new may start and two people may be let go. Okay. Or if that has happened, you may be very much on the defense, like, am I the next to go? Who's going to be going next? That sort of thing. You may be trying to speak with HR, speak with your manager, your supervisor to try to get the lay of the land of like, is it going to be a bloodbath out here? Is more people going to get let go? Is they going to do like a full layoff, or is it just going to be a couple of people? I don't feel like they're going to be willing to kind of divulge that with you, but I guess you guys can try. Emotionally, I feel like you guys are in this stasis of confusion. 1 minute you want, you're thinking about some things that are just the most ideal, or probably a past situation that you felt was most ideal. And then the next minute you're giving way at just like deep sorrow and loss and regret and all of those things. Okay. Wishing, probably feeling homesick if you don't live near home anymore. So feeling homesick, feeling out of sorts. And I feel like the emotions and the feelings will come out of nowhere. One minute you feel, it's almost like bipolar, some of you. It's like you're feeling fine one minute, the next minute you're down and you're just overthinking about things and you're over idealizing things and nothing will ever seem to work. So then you're hopeful again. So there's this bipolarness going on with a lot of you, okay? And so the advice here is to rid yourself of ways of thinking that does not work. And it's not going to be easy to do that, okay? I do feel like it's going to get better for you guys, definitely. It's going to get better. You're going to get back on the other side of it. It just may take, like, once we get into November. So this month may just be a wash where it's like, you know what, I can't deal right now, you know. And it's like, this may be a wash for you guys. You do have South Node transiting you, so that is very heavy energy, and it makes you feel really heavy and just wanting to be alone, and it kind of can make you feel isolated and depressed to some extent, feeling weird as if no one understands you, no one gets it. And you guys are in Aquarius, so that's already normal. But you'll have these bouts of peaks and valleys, you know, until it kind of like exits your sign. It's just kind of part of the course, par for the course, excuse me. Now, as it relates to love, I feel like, let me back up. Finances, I feel like you guys are just trying to make ends meet. I wouldn't overindulge. Some of you that's doing really well for yourself, you may be balancing the books. You may be evaluating what's the next step of investment or direction you want to go in as far as business, if you have your own business, that sort of thing. But others of you that, you know, is maintaining, looks like you'll continue to do that. You may feel a little down and out because, again, monies isn't as high as you would like them to be. But again, don't be as hard on yourself. Try to get away from that negative mindset as much as possible. But it's a lot of, again, I feel being very much to yourself, thinking in your head, being emotionally confused to some extent, and needing to get detached from things, wanting to detach from whatever is problematic in your life. Now, as it relates to love, I do see that some of you, let's just address the elephant in the room. Some of you have been trying to make a decision. Which way do you go? What do you do about a particular relationship in the past? So there may have been a time where you've been very despondent toward your mate. If you have Capricorn in your chart, then yeah, this really does relate to you. If you have a mate that's Capricorn, yeah, it does look like, because you guys are sharing some of the same energy here. There's been a trying to weigh things up, trying to figure out, what do you want? You know, you and your mate may have taken some time from speaking. And in that time, your mate's been trying to decide, do they want to deal with this again? Do they want to deal with this period? And you've just been on this, I'm shutting down, I don't care. So you haven't even been trying to evaluate anything. And that person's really been contemplating, like, do they want to do this with you anymore? Now, I do see, however, that some of you that were taking a step back, through taking a step back, there's been some missing your mate or feeling, you know, a sense of regret. You may even be hearing this from your mate, sensing saying that they're a little bit regretful. They've been missing you. And I feel like some of you are kind of wanting to start new. Some of you may want to start new completely, new from your relationship, new from the circumstance. Others of you are just wanting to start new, just like, you know, rip the page, start fresh, start new, and just move on. Okay. Move on into a better place in this relationship. Some of you, I do see, as we get to the end of the month, you may be back to a place where it's like, you're not really sure. You may need some time to decide if this is really what you want, like a full-on commitment. There may even be some talks about maybe we should move in together, and that may freak you guys completely out. Like, I can't move in with you. I need a minute. So it's like something about commitment for some of you is going to make you head for the hills, or someone in your life is going to want to head for the hills because it's too much of a commitment. It's just something going on. Now, mind you, I said about that pregnancy, so it could be something like that. Others of you, I feel that there is needing to take a step back from someone. There could have been two people that you were juggling. The person was being less than honest, or you were, and there's just been this situation out of the blue that some information was found out. Okay, and I feel like there's gonna be, if someone has been found out that they've been, dishonest, and that there's been a third party, there's definitely going to be some time that you're going to need to take, or your mate will need to take, to evaluate what the heck is going on. If this is, worth salvaging, that sort of thing. You may find that if you're dating, that you're dealing with people that could be a bit of a Casanova. So definitely take your time. Don't rush into anything. I feel like you guys are going to be giving people the third degree. So just relax with that. Trying to figure out, are you married? Is there somebody, you have children, because you could be meeting people that's married, that, have a child on the way, that just had a baby, that sort of thing. And they're not being honest. They're just trying to be very emotionally charming and that sort of thing. You guys are vulnerable. Some of you are vulnerable on an emotional level right now. You're a bit confused, so you're trying to just stay as logical as possible, instead of delving into that emotion. And because of it, you may find yourself being kind of attracted to someone that could be a little deceitful, or you yourself are being a bit deceitful. And if your mate is questioning you, you'll try to, do fight or flight. So you'll get missing for a while and try to lay low and wait for things to cool down before you kind of go back in again, is what it looks like to me. Others of you, as far as coupledom is concerned, it looks like there's going to be some changes that comes out of nowhere. Some of you, your mom may have to move in. Somebody's parent has to move in. There could be a trip that you have to take because someone could be in a hospital. Someone could be ill. So there is some type of trip that needs to be taken due to either being there for someone or someone having to be there for you. Okay, I feel like it's more you guys that has to be there for someone. So that's what I kind of see here. So that's what I kind of see for you guys for the remainder of October 2017. I hope that this has been helpful. If it has and you'd like to share with us, please do so in the comment section below. We love to hear from you. And if you would like a personal reading with me, I can be reached in the description box below, as well as the beginning and end to this video. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Aquarius.